What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our Newcastle United preview here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds take on Eddie Howe's boys. It's a Saturday 8 p.m. kickoff, which means, of course, that we will be live from 6:45 p.m. for our watch along. We'll have our match reaction, our player ratings video, and everything else that you've come to expect from Anfield Agenda on the match day. Today, we're going to go through and do my predicted 11, my score prediction. We'll give you a bit of an injury update, a fact file on our opponents. Of course, we'll look at both of our form coming into this game, and we'll also tell you the officials. We do want to know your thoughts, though, so feel free to let us know in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoy the video, but most importantly, hope to see you here on Saturday, 6:45 p.m. If you're watching this on Thursday, I won't be live at all on Friday, so 6:45 p.m. on Saturday will be where we are back live and at it, and look forward to seeing you. With regards to injuries, well, some good news in that Joe Gomez will return to the matchday squad, and also Ibrahim Konate is expected to be back available after, of course, him having time away after the passing of his father. And again, we send our love and condolences to the Konate family. So other than that, it is where we were, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Connor Bradley injured and out for a while. Frimpong, we don't know the extent of, but of course he's going to be out for the foreseeable. Giovanni Leone, the other long-term absentee. So apart from all those injuries, everything's okay. That's the injury update done for you. But of course, Arne Slot will have his pre-Newcastle press conference on Friday morning. Let's have a little look now at the officials, folks, going into the game. So the referee for this one is Simon Hooper. The assistants are Adrian Holmes and Simon Long. Fourth official, Samuel Barrett. On VAR for this one, Craig Pawson. And VAR assistant, Lee Betts. And again, a reminder that it is an 8 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. With regards to a bit of a fact file on this one, Liverpool are unbeaten in their last 18 Premier League games against Newcastle, winning 13 and drawing 5 since a 2-0 away loss to Newcastle in December 2015. So look, the omens are good coming into this one, and make no mistake about it, a win is needed here. Newcastle have failed to win any of their last 29 Premier League away games against Liverpool, drawing 5 and losing 24. And Liverpool are looking to complete the Premier League double over Newcastle for the 12th time. It will be the most they've done so against any specific opponent in the competition. That is phenomenal, and like I said, it is good omens going into the weekend, where if Newcastle beat us, I believe they go level on points with us, or right back up into that race for those last couple of Champions League spots. Head-to-head wise, well, here is the history there. Premier League 25-26, it was Newcastle United 2, Liverpool 3, in what will always be known as the Rio Engamoa game, where of course he came on late to score that, well, beautiful goal that sent us through, or sent us away, I should say, happy. We were 2-0 up, they pegged it back to 2-all, they were down to 10 men, and Rio found that moment. Carabao Cup final 24-25, of course, this was Newcastle's day. They beat us by 2-1, and deservedly won that Carabao Cup final. Premier League 24-25, Liverpool 2, Newcastle United 0, and Newcastle 3, Liverpool 3. We do know there's usually a lot of goals in the league games here. Eddie Howe's men and their recent form coming into this one, well, they had a very credible 1-1 draw away against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. Then it was Newcastle United 0, Aston Villa 2 at St James's Park in the league, which is going to want to make them want to bounce back from that loss against us with a better result. Newcastle 3, PSV Eindhoven 0 in the Champions League, and of course we know PSV beat us 4-1 at Anfield in this season's competition. Madly though, they didn't qualify for the knockout stages. Newcastle did, of course, PSV. Wolves 0, Newcastle 0 at Molineux in the Premier League, and in the Carabao Cup, in the first leg, it was Newcastle 0, Manchester City 2. So that is Eddie Howe's men's recent form coming into this game, and of course a bit of a head-to-head for us against them. Now let's get into the fun stuff. My predicted 11 for the game. We'll start off with the centre-backs and the goalkeepers, we always do. And this is what I've gone for here. Of course, Ibrahim Konate to come back in alongside our captain Virgil van Dijk with Alisson Becker in goal. Of course, we don't know, and how could anybody know, where Ibrahim Konate's head will be at. Obviously, the loss of his father is a devastating one, but I remember reading something recently that football for footballers can often be an escape as well, so hopefully he can just focus on the 90 minutes and block out any other thoughts that he may be having. And of course, all of our condolences go again to the Konate family. So that's the centre-back and the goalkeepers. Into the full-back positions, the big question was going to be what to do at right-back in this one, and this is what I've gone for. I've gone for left-back Milos Kerkez and right-back Dominic Szoboszlai. The reason being, I think we need a Trent-esque type right back in this game. We need somebody who can play balls from deep. We need somebody who does have the engine to get up and down, but we need somebody as well who can drift into midfield and get stuck in. I think that is the only option we have here. We could play Joe Gomez there, but let's be honest, he is coming back from feeling something in his hip. And do we really want all of our available centre-backs out there on the pitch? If that went wrong, we'd be in big trouble. So that's why I've gone for Dominic Szoboszlai at right back and Milos Kerkez at left back. Moving into midfield now. This is what I've gone for there. Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch, and then Florian Wirtz. That is my midfield there, ladies and gentlemen. So McAllister, Gravenberch, and Wirtz. Again, pretty self-explanatory there. Wirtz given the license to roam around a little bit, find pockets of space. Maka, well, hopefully he's feeling full of confidence after his 2 goals against Karabag in the Champions League. And Ryan Gravenberch, fresh from his role at centre-back, I would slip back into his familiar midfield role. So that is the midfield situation. Now look at the wide areas. What I've gone for here is Federico Chiesa to come in on the left-hand side with Mohamed Salah on the right. Reason for this being, again, I'd like to see the likes of Chiesa and Wirtz roaming around, maybe swapping positions, Wirtz dropping into the left at time. We know that there is flexibility across these 3 here, Mohamed Salah, Florian Wirtz and Federico Chiesa, and that we could look to try and drift around, find pockets of space, confuse Newcastle, just do something a little bit different in attack rather than the whole tried and tested, you're here, you're here, you're here, and everybody knows what to expect. So yes, there is no Cody Gakpo in my starting 11, but from my point of view, honestly, it is more of a tactical thing. It's certainly not a knock to Cody Gakpo. So that is my wide players there, Fede Chiesa on the left and Salah on the right. And look, I hope Arna understands now he does have to utilise the squad a bit more, hence why I'm hoping Chiesa may get a run out. And lastly then, through the centre, of course, Mr. Hugo Ekitike. A great goal from him against Karabag, as has been all season. He's been absolutely fantastic. We are waiting, of course, for Isak to get back to fitness. So until then, I think putting Cody Gakpo on the bench to protect our options as well, because if he does need to take Ekitike off or Chiesa off or anybody else off, having the likes of Rio Engamoa, Cody Gakpo there on the bench should be and would be very good options for the manager. So again, my starting 11, ladies and gentlemen, would be Alisson Becker in goal, Dominic Szoboszlai at right back, Milos Kerkez at left back with Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk in the centre back positions, Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch in midfield, Salah, Wirtz and Chiesa tucked in behind Hugo Ekitike. So that's the team. We've given you the injury update. We've gone through the fact file of our opponents and the officials. Now, time for the score prediction. I have to say I went back and forth on this one. How much is based in reality versus how much is based in hope is what I kept asking myself. I was going, the Liverpool win by 1, do we lose? Went back and forth and back and forth. And ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, I've come to this conclusion. A 3-all classic, but a result that won't make us happy. That is what I think is the more likely outcome here. I know we played well against Karabag, but don't get carried away by that. We should have been winning that game easily. And Newcastle will be coming, one, hating their guts, with a point to prove and in need of points. They know if we beat them, their Champions League hopes take a huge, huge dent again. So I am expecting it to be a difficult game. And with our injury crisis and our fullbacks maybe not as, available as we'd like them to be as well, I think Newcastle could look to make hay while the sun shines. So I'm predicting goals all over the place and a 3-3 draw. So that is my prediction. Now it's over to you guys to let me know your thoughts. And again, we'll be live from 6:45 for the watch along. Much love.